Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So let's go ahead. This is going to be the weekly collective message. Okay. So for this weekly collective message, as I was tuning into the energy, there seemed to be this brief stumbling, if that makes any sense. Like while I was dancing, there was a moment there where I almost slipped and fell. And it was funny because I noticed it after it had happened. And I started to laugh because I knew that spirit had my back. I knew that I wasn't gonna fall to the floor, right? And and then there was a couple of things that were happening, and everything that kept happening kept revolving this energy of feeling unstable or uneasy. Now, the way that this energy is coming in, it's some of you are needing to get grounded or needing to get into the space where you're fully trusting in the knowing that spirit has your back, and into the knowing that everything is working in your favor, and that knowing that there's nothing that can be done or said against you that is going to prosper. There was also this energy of some of you needing to, okay, needing to learn or needing to get on a routine when it comes to cleaning. Now when I say cleaning, I'm not just talking about cleaning your house physically, but also cleaning your space spiritually. So cleaning your house spiritually simultaneously when it is that you are cleaning your house, right? Now I'm not telling you that you have to do this every week or every month or however it is that you have to do it, but there is a sense here of cleaning, like cleansing energy out, cleansing things out that do not belong. That can be done. Like, so let's say, for example, I have my Palo Santo and my sage, right? So when I do my spiritual cleanse, which I do periodically every certain amount of time, every certain amount of weeks in my house, right? Because that's what works for me. I use my Palo Santo and my sage. My windows are open. I use Agua Florida on my inside with my mopping water, and along other things. And there are, you can call them spells or prayers, whatever rocks your boat, that goes into every time that I am cleaning. So I am also speaking over my house. I'm speaking over every single corner, every single space in my house. Now, when I do these spiritual cleanses, they're not as often because I have barriers or protections around my house, again, that I made myself, and around my land, right? But because I do collective readings and things like that, there is things that I have to do periodically to keep the energy flowing, and so that energy doesn't get stagnant, right? Now, when we think about spaces like that, I don't want you to go into like fear, thinking that something is coming after you, thinking that, you have all of these bad. No, look at it as you would the cleansiness with yourself, right? So I am assuming, I'm going to assume, even if it doesn't make an ass out of you and me, I'm going to assume that you brush your teeth every day. I'm going to assume that you take a shower every day. I'm going to assume that you get ready for the day every day, right? So when you're looking at your spiritual practice, right, when you're trying to live from a spiritual place, you have to realize that your spiritual practices have to be a daily thing. Now, every day that may look different, right? So this is what I'm saying, like, for those of you that may be feeling a little bit unsteady or a little bit like unease or something like that at the beginning of this week, ground yourself and really listen to what it is the spirit is asking you to do, right? It may be bringing in a plant into your space, right? Maybe your house needs a plant. Maybe you need a glass of water by the door for a couple of days if you're going to be you're going to be having people coming in and out, right? Again, we are, like, let's put it this way, I'm a household where I don't have a lot of traffic of people coming in and out of my house. I'm very restricted at who it is that even gets to know where I live, and that includes family. And so when I do have certain people, when I do have people in general coming to my house, there are certain rituals, certain things that I do at the entrance of my door, right? Because regardless of anything, everybody is always picking up energy. Some people are carrying energies without them being aware of it, right? And there's like a threshold. The door is a threshold, and certain things just do not pass from there. And when you become spiritually aware of all of these things, there are things that you just put in place, and that's kind of like what is coming through. So for those of you that, if you are feeling a little bit unsteady, a little bit unease, or whatever it is, maybe it is time for a cleansing, maybe it's time for a clearing of your house. Now, one of the things that I love to tell clients, especially like if I'm doing bath and things like that, is like, remember, when you are cleansing yourself, and again, this is from my own personal opinion and experience, when I cleanse my home, I am also cleansing myself. I am cleansing myself with a bath, and I'm cleansing myself with a tea. So it is a three-part component. So I am not just cleaning and cleansing my house. I am also cleansing my physical body and my spirit through tea, so that this way all three things are in alignment, if that makes sense, right? Because I do my work in my house, right? So kind of like look at it that way. Whatever it is that you're feeling uneasy about this week, ask spirit to clarify where this energy is coming from. Maybe you're not listening clearly to the guidance. Maybe you're under the impression, and I'm going to put it that way, maybe you're under the impression that you are under attack, when in reality is not just one person attacking you. Maybe these are just, I like to call them like parasitic energies, when they like to attach themselves to whatever host is available, right? So if you have children, if you have people coming in and out of your house, your house is in an essence an open portal for energies to come in, if you don't have specific guidelines when it comes to your space, right? And again, I keep on hearing this thing. Some of you may be a little spectacle, like, oh, you shouldn't be afraid of this, you shouldn't be afraid of that. Energetically, you know that all things exist. The opposites of everything does exist out there. And unless you are unless you're well studied in certain energies, the best that you can do is keep your space, your physical space, where it is that you rest at night, where it is that you live, as clear as possible, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what else do we have. There is a sense here that that uneasy energy that some of you are feeling is, when you have, this is the way that it's coming in, when you have in like a leveling up of like within your spiritual path. So you have some type of ascending that just occurred, and it's like your physical body is trying to land into the spiritual aspect or plane that your spirit is in. So there was something that you were doing, whether you were doing rituals, whether you were doing certain type of meditations or something of that your spirit, your mind came into a new awareness, and now your physical body is trying to catch up, is trying to get in alignment with where it is that your spirit is. And usually when we are in those positions or those spaces, sometimes people feel a little unsteady. Maybe you become a little bit more clumsy, maybe you have headaches, maybe and it comes in many different ways. Some people get nauseous, some people get headaches, some people feel run down, or etc. For this week, it is coming in a feeling like feeling unstable, kind of feeling a little clumsy, or like just not feeling stable. So make sure that you're keeping up with like your meditation or any type of grounding that you do, whether it is that you go outside or etc. So this week is very much about that spiritual aspect of yourself that keeps on showing up. This unsteady, uneven energy that you're feeling is part of the process. I do not want you to think again that you are under attack or that somebody is coming at you. This is a space of you learning how to keep the energies around you, right? The energies that are like that are surrounding you balanced, and not allowing those energies to overtake, right? So a very good example would be like, let's say if you're talking to somebody and this person like is always complaining, or somebody's like always venting on you about something that may, if you're not ready, or if you're not like recalibrating yourself in between like talking to people, you may take on those energies that this person is venting onto you. Versus when you learn to stay balanced within yourself, right? Physically, spiritually, and in your surrounding space, it doesn't matter what somebody is venting on you. It never causes this imbalance within you. Okay. So keep that in mind, guys. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Where is the book for this, my love? So this is the deck that we are using, the Rumi Oracle deck for this week. So let's go ahead and let's see. And for those of you that are wondering about like this or that, it didn't come out in the collective reading. I do set the intention that when I do these readings, my intentions is always what it is that you guys need to know, and what it is that is going to help you guys collectively. And this is what is coming in. It's about the ritualistic things that you can do for cleansing and clearing to help keep your energy balanced. All right. All right. So what do we have for as a closing message for the collective reading? Ooh, just one card, Spirit. Just one card. So we have the number 27, the angel Rasbar, and number 40, blessing of Alkahim. I think that's how you say it. And I'm a little intrigued. Let's see what the book has to say, because I am picking up this energy of like, uh, all right. So let's see. All right. So with the first card, the 27 is divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees what it is in your heart and what it is you wish to offer, and it is saying yes. You are being empowered to serve, to assist, or to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of the heaven. Hmm. So then do not doubt yourself, beloved. You have been blessed with this by the Master to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside, cast aside your doubts then. So again, this energy of like this uneasy, this ungrounding is part of the process. It is part of the learning that you are going through to learn how to always stay grounded and balanced within yourself, regardless of what is coming towards you and regardless of what it is that is surrounding you. Now, with the second card, and I don't use these cards often, guys. So when I don't use, if you see me pulling the book, it's usually because it's a deck. Again, this deck was gifted, and is it just a deck that I don't use as often. So usually I do read the book unless something comes in directly intuitively. Okay. The gift of wisdom. Hmm. Her blessing is invoked by life, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of a mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I reverve the blessing of Al Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, a dear friend who brings me such peace. So instead of looking again, because I feel that some of you may start to feel like you are under like a spiritual attack or something of that matter, I do not want your mind to go there. This is a learning ground. With everything that we experience, remember, there's always lessons that we're meaning to learn, right? And this week, again, is about learning to ground yourself, learning to stay balanced through day-to-day practices through practical things that sometimes we forget to do. And one of those practical things that a lot of people sometimes tend to forget to do is to cleanse their house, like whether it is with sage, palo santo, a combination of both, whether it's agua florida, whatever it is. A lot of people forget that that should be a part of your spiritual practice. Like when you go to church, yeah, especially like, well, anyways, in a Catholic church, they have the incense, right, that they go around and they're shaking it around. I belong to a couple of spiritual temples where I go and I'm of service in different ways. And every time before the weekend begins, there is a cleansing, the clearing energy. And then once everybody goes home at the end of the weekend, there is a clearing, cleansing. Again, these are natural things that are supposed to be done regularly, right, depending on what it is that your practice is. For some of you, the spiritual cleansing is probably going to be like every 3 months, right, when the seasons change. For others of you, if you're going very heavy with certain rituals or something like that, maybe you're supposed to be cleansing once a month, once a week, etc. Please, as always, I ask you guys, sit with yourself, allow your spirit to talk to you directly and see what it is that you need for yourself. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.